I really want people to settle down so that we have papers. Do we agree that you will not ask me any question when I start giving instructions? Okay. Mrs. Wanga, do you have a paper? Okay. Okay, everybody has a paper. Please close your eyes. No noise in class. Close your eyes. Take your paper. Hold your paper in your hands. Don't look at anybody. Yeah, don't look at anybody because your eyes are closed. If you look, then I know your eyes are not closed. No questions. James, do you have a paper? Okay. Fold your paper into two. Okay. Tear off a bit of the top right hand corner. Tear off a bit of the top right hand corner. Put the torn piece on the table. Fold the paper into two again. Fold the paper, not the torn one, the one you are holding in your hand. Catherine, I said no asking questions. Tear off the bottom right hand corner. Eyes closed. Tear off the bottom right hand corner. Put the torn piece on the table. Continue holding the paper. Fold it again into half. Tear off the top left hand corner. Tear off the top left hand corner. Struggle and tear it off. You have just eaten. Okay? Fold it into two again. No noise in class. What is this now? Tear off the bottom left hand corner. Struggle and tear off. Struggle, even if it is with your teeth. Struggle and tear off. The instructions were clear, isn't it? Struggle and tear it off. Okay. Everybody has torn the bottom left hand corner? Okay. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open the paper. Put them up. Why are they not the same? Now, please come. Anybody who has this, anybody who has such, please join. Yeah, with one hole in the middle. Yeah. Come. Mrs. Wanga? 5 holes. Ebu simameni huko. 5 holes. Continue putting them up. Anybody with 3 holes? 3 holes, labda tukue hapa katikati. Three, yes. Five. Now, 4 holes, 2 holes. 4 holes here. One hole, 2 holes. 2 holes behind there. 4 holes here.
Where's 4?
4. Now, can you listen? No hole. 6 holes. Now, can we listen? There are some even with 0 holes. Now, you people, did I give instructions? Yes. Were they clear? Yes. So who is right? Clap for yourselves. Everybody is right. Now, I want to tell you, please sit so that I tell you what it means. Rosemary, please give me that one.
I think the order on this paper.
That's nice. Anybody who got this? Now, what does this exercise mean? This is an exercise that leads to a lot of conflicts in the office, a lot of conflicts at home, a lot of conflicts even on public transport. Because our perceptions are different. You never asked me whether you should fold the paper horizontally. Yeah. And this is what affects us even at home. We tell the house manager, you fry those mbogas when I come. When I'm about to come, make ugali. The procedure varies. So even our goal that we are looking at in the offices and even in our homes, in our marriages, the procedure matters most. Being aware of the nitty-gritty details of every procedure will give you 1 hole, will give you 2 holes, will give you whatever you want. So as a CEO, as a board member, do not just expect the company to work without giving proper instructions. Instructions matter most. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Scholastic. You always just amaze us with those lessons that you do, a true scholar. Now, before we get to the session on burnout, you know there's going to be a Zumba session after we're through. So I just want you guys to get a taste of what the Saruva guys have for 2 minutes, and I'm going to call Ian and his friend to just take us through 2 moves, then we'll get right into it. So make sure that you stay throughout so that you can experience that. Ian, where's my music?
Hey, hello, DJ. So what do we call a magician who lost his magic? What do we call a magician who lost his magic? Yes? Ian, thank you. So my name is Ian. I'm the magician who lost his magic, and I'm having my friend here.
And my name is Gideon.
Yes. So, I want us, all of us, to be on our feet, or in our feet. Then, I want you to turn to your neighbor and ask your neighbor, neighbor, you must have been a very beautiful baby. Then touch their cheeks, wambie, ah, buju, buju. Ah, boo, 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 boo. Okay, now, there's this thing called a song, it's called Kari-cha-cha. So, when I ask, Kari-cha what? Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha, Kari-cha-cha. Kari-cha what? Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha, Kari-cha-cha. Okay, now when I give you instruction, when I say hands front, everybody, hands front. We all say together, hands front. Hands front. Kari-cha what? Now you have to put the dance. Kari-cha what? Okay, do it together. Kari-cha what? Hands front. Elbows back. Kari-cha what? Kari-cha cha 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 cha. Kari-cha. Kari-cha what? Hands front. Elbows back. Bend your knees. Knock your knees. Bamba. Kari-cha what? Cha cha cha. Go round. Kari-cha what? Hands front. Elbows back. Bend your knees. Knock your knees. Bam bam ah. Tongue out. Ah ah ah. Ah 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 ah. And clap for yourself.
Wow, wow. What a great energy we have right here. Are you ready to dance? Are you ready to dance? Come on, don't sit down. Come on, come on. But before we dance, like challenging our guest, yeah? So in this room, we have only number 1 to number 10. So I want us to count from number 1 to number 10, each number 1 person. If you, like, if I say number 1, only 1 person should say number 1. Let's do trial X, okay? All right. 1 can start number 1. We start again. Those are 2 voices. Okay, I start again 1. Those are 5 voices. Again, start again. DJ, take music to dance one. All right, DJ. Come on, DJ, no more vibe. I'm a mtu amekanyaga waya. Clap. Oh, now go take down now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Nice and neat. Nice and neat. All right. Let's go. DJ, I want you to give me a sound of a mosquito. All right, see, if I say mosquito, mosquito, you give me that sound. Mosquito, mosquito. Mosquito, mosquito. If I say catch it, confuse it, release it, catch it, confuse it, release it. Mosquito, mosquito. Mosquito, mosquito. Catch it, confuse it, kill it. Thank you very much. My name is Gideon, and I have my colleague here.
Awesome job. Thank you so much for energizing us. You can expect more of that after we have had our speech. There will be a Zumba session. Yeah, I can see we're energized, right? And now we're going to be talking about beating burnout, right? And I'm excited to introduce the next speaker. So the lady I'm going to introduce is someone who knows about dealing with imposter syndrome. She'll tell you that you do not ignore it, but you confront that imposter with evidence. My next guest, she is a master certified coach with the International Coaching Federation. She is the founder and director of global programs at CDI Africa Coaching Group, and a number of you have gone through that program. She specializes in leadership transformation, guiding executives and teams through coaching, emotional intelligence, and cultural change, with a deep understanding of the complexities of modern leadership. I'd like to introduce the founder and director of global programs at CDI Africa Coaching Group, Eileen Laskar, MCC. Please put your hands together for her.
Thank you so much. Now, after you've expended all my energy dancing, then you call me on stage. Is it fair? Is it fair? It's not fair, right? Whew. I'm tired of the dancing. Thank you so much, Claire, and good afternoon, ladies. Please answer like you are. Like you had lunch. Good afternoon. Thank you. I was telling my friend Carol that 10 years ago, if someone told me I'll start at a place like this and talk about burnout, I would have said, never. Like, never. Because I actually thought burnout is a thing of the West. It doesn't happen with us. The Africans, we are strong, right? Are we not strong women? Very strong women. We can do many things and succeed in all of them, right? In fact, do it better than who? Than men, right? So I visited a certain doctor, and a couple of people in this room may know him, Dr. Gitahi. And he has a way of telling how your body is working in a way that you don't understand, right? He'll ask you a few questions. And in 2014, he told me, Eileen, you are headed for a burnout. What did I tell him, guess? Never. Not me, right? Not me. I don't do those things that West people do. And so burnout has become a global pandemic. And unfortunately, we're not giving that topic enough attention. So this is what I would like us to, I'm waiting for my presentation. So there is a famous book we've all read. It's called Lean In. Who has read that book? Lean In? Lean In, that book? All right. So I would want to invite, it's a wonderful book. I'm not here to talk about the book being not right. It's a wonderful book. But I feel as women, we've also gotten the message a bit wrong. It has made us leaning into work and leading that we have actually forgotten about ourselves. We've forgotten about our families. We've forgotten about our community. And most importantly, you, the person. Somebody said yesterday, if you cannot have your cup full, you can't fill other cups, isn't it? So I want us to talk about ourselves today and how we but we can burst burnout. So I want you to lean out. Just step back. You know, like you lean. How do you lean out? A posture of leaning out. Put your phone away. I mean, all those people, they can wait. It's a mobile phone. So later, if they called you, you can respond. So I teach presence and listening. So today, I'm going to be asking you to practice presence and if I'm boring, but just raise your hand. That's so boring, right? Or stand and walk away, then I know it's all really boring, all right? So give me attention. Ask your neighbor. She's not leaning out. She's not leaning out, so I'm waiting for her to lean out. You've leaned out, thank you. Ask your neighbor, what are their top 2 hobbies? Okay, by now you know, ask them. Okay, I started, I need to stop now. Ask them, when is the last time they spent time on that hobby? Okay, it wasn't supposed to be a very long answer. It is just a week ago or yesterday or last month or last year. All right, your attention, please. Your attention, please. You can hear me? So what have you learned in that short time about your neighbor's hobby and how the last time they connect? A person from that table, now that the mic is there, let them share. Your hobby,
We've realized we could actually form a traveling club.
Sorry?
Hey, hello.
Let's listen to her.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible now.
We've realized we could form a traveling club.
Oh, you all love traveling?
Yeah.
So when is the last time you traveled?
Just 2 weeks ago I came back.
Okay. Oh, from here.
And even here, I've traveled. Yeah.
No, this is a conference.
I'm talking about
It doesn't qualify for travel. But, all right?
Yeah.
So pass the mic to the other table. People say, one of my hobbies is to travel, and then they haven't traveled in 2 years. And then they count coming to conference for travel. It's not. This is a conference. This does not count. All right? Okay. Dottie?
Okay, reading, quilting.
Okay, let's listen.
Reading, quilting, crocheting.
Knitting, cooking, crocheting.
No cooking. Yeah.
Reading. Oh,
Reading.
Sorry.
No cooking.
Knitting.
Reading.
Crocheting.
Jigsaw puzzles. Games.
Okay. Do you work or you live on the hobby?
No, I don't.
Oh, it's across the table.
No.
Anyway, that was to jack up your memory a bit. Now, if you asked Eileen that question way back, you know what she should have said? My work is so purposeful that it's just a hobby. Actually, I feel like it's a hobby I do here because I really enjoy what I do. That was the truth. That was actually the truth. I enjoyed working, and nothing else, anything else was actually a waste of my time. Because I could be using that precious time to do what? To do the next coaching, to craft the next program, but guess what? There was a life beyond work. And that's the world I'm trying to discover all that. So, I find it difficult to move to slides. So, burnout is scientifically defined as a syndrome resulting from chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. Chronic workplace stress. Chronic workplace. So the question then here is, who is bringing that chronic stress to us? I hear ourselves and I hear something else. What else? Your bosses, your boards, the environment, peer pressure. So I'm hearing other people, the environment, ourselves, right? There could be environment, there could be the culture of the organization, but there is a big percent of that chronic stress that we bring upon ourselves. I didn't have a boss. Nobody was giving me targets, but I did suffer a burnout. So when you think about it being a syndrome, then you are burnt out when you realize you are tired of being in control. Underline the word in control there. You are tired of being in control and want to give up. It is when the exhaustion and overwhelm of being everything to everyone, overworking and neglecting yourself can't be ignored. It gets to a boiling point. Have you watched milk boiling? Yeah? It boils, and finally it does what? You can't control. It's overflowing. So it starts slowly, it starts bubbling. My call on us is that we need to catch that moment and avoid to get to a place of overwhelm, a place of overflowing. Because it's not about the environment. Yes, there is a certain percent of that contributes, but mainly it's ourselves, and I'll talk about it shortly. And some of the signs that you will see is emotional exhaustion. So people say, I am tired. There is tired, there's exhaustion, there is depletion. You start by feeling tired. The thing about being tired is that you can actually go take a break and rest. But once you get to a burnout, no amount of rest restores the energy. Is when you go on holiday and come back and find you're actually more tired than you were when you left. And what do we say? I need the holiday to recover from the holiday. If you hear yourself saying that, maybe it's a sign you need to actually pay attention to. So if you have those persistent feelings of being drained, overwhelmed, and unable to cope, even the smallest of the tasks that you used to do and do it with ease, it becomes overwhelming. Responding to an email becomes overwhelming. Waking up and dressing up becomes overwhelming. Does it sound familiar? Mental distancing or cynicism, where you have a negative, detached, or cynical attitude towards your job, co-workers, or even the value of work itself. Why am I doing this, what I'm doing? Why do I continue doing this? What's the meaning of the work that I'm doing? You may start questioning yourself, am I crazy? How did I love this work before? What have I been up to? Is it worth it? Reduced professional efficacy, where your job performance or productivity diminishes and there is no sense of, nothing makes you feel fulfilled or like you have an accomplishment. Become cynical. Physical symptoms, these are the ones you're likely to maybe feel first. Chronic fatigue that you cannot relieve with rest, headaches, muscle aches, gastro issues, sleep disturbances. People even have insomnia where they cannot actually sleep. You hear somebody saying, "Naamkaga saa 8 kila siku." Have you heard those people? And me, I don't need an alarm. At 3 a.m., I'm actually awake. Yeah? And it's supposed to be a badge of honor. Let me tell you, I did rounds of 2 hours of sleep, 4 hours, and I'm being very vulnerable here. I hope it's safe, 4 hours of sleep, because I was extremely driven. And I had a statement for those people who sleep. I used to tell them, Pastor Angie, thank you, you're in the room. Pastor Angie asked me one time, you are the only person who questioned my behaviors, thank you. She asked me, Eileen, when do you sleep? You know, and I told her, I don't know that she remembers, there'll be enough time to sleep in the grave. Yes, thank you. Hapo ndipo nilikuwa nimefika. Yes. Like really, when you die, you sleep. Why would I be sleeping when I'm supposed to be working on legacy? I have a dream, you know? I used to find people so lazy. Yeah, like they slept. Including my own husband, who sleeps at will. Even now, he comes from wherever he, on the couch, recline, cover yourself, sleep. He loves his sleep. I'm like, this dude is lazy. Hey. Me, I come home, I do what I was doing. I open my laptop, work continues. Then in the morning, I leave everybody there. So it was so serious that I used to leave my parking, my headlights were always on, because I live in darkness, come back in. Even during the day, if I went to the car, I would put the lights on. Those days, the cars didn't have the automatic lighting. So even you'd find me during the day, if I don't have my lights, I'm like, oops, it's during the day, I need to put them off. You're talking to a recovering workaholic. Now, all these things you are seeing here, the fatigue, the headaches, the muscle aches, the lack of sleep, low immunity, the slightest of the cold, somebody with a cold passes near you, you catch it. Yeah? You are so susceptible because your body is in stress throughout. Behavioral changes. Usinipeleke mbio hivyo tafadhali. That may encompass withdrawal from social interactions, irritability, procrastination, mood swings, and neglecting self-care. Now, I know yesterday Dr. Moda spoke to us about menopause and perimenopause. It sounded like similar symptoms. So at some point I started wondering, maybe it was perimenopause that was disturbing me, but I knew better. I knew because then it was a whole journey. And I don't know who amongst us can relate with some of these things. Anything, if you can relate with anything on that screen, please raise your hand, anything. I'm not going to ask you to stand or ask you how you're feeling. So I think the rest of us should be out of the room because they should not be hearing this, but maybe for future use. So these are some of the signs of burnout. And as I look at them, I can't but think about my own journey. So there were warning signs, there's how it showed up, and how it was treated, and the life after. So 2017, I had this chronic fatigue. I was feeling so tired, bone tired. And I would go home, and if you ask me, how are you? I am tired. And my friend Catherine Ohome once asked me, kuchoka yako natakana uende daktari. It doesn't sound like it is normal. I know we are doing a lot of work, but you're always saying you are tired. And we took a holiday together that December with the families, and we came back in January 2018, and I was still feeling tired. The day of reporting back to work came, but the night before, I was feeling extremely anxious. So I woke up, got to the car. Actually, I don't know why I didn't have a driver. It's just because I misdo it all. Please, if you can get a driver, please do that. It's also a very good thing. So I get to the car, crank the car, I'm all dressed up and ready for meetings. And I'm unable to leave the parking. So I wasn't the one who cranked the car and wait for engine to warm up. You know those people who have good manners? Like you get to the car, check the tires around, and then ensure everything is okay, then crank the car, give it engine time to warm up. Hit the ground. So I actually sat there as the car warmed. It was not because I wanted to warm the car, but I was just like, where am I going? And my husband came after me, found me at the parking. He thought I was on phone or something, so he never bothered with me. He drove. That was like an hour, maybe later. So after he left, I actually left the car, went back to the bedroom, and the only thing I removed were shoes. I glided into the bed. Like, you know what? Let me try and sleep. Let me just try to calm myself down. Then I had a meeting that was coming up. So I called my PA and told her, Mary, you know what? I am not able to attend to this client. I'm not feeling well. I'll come for the other meeting. 10 o'clock came. I could see now we are close to the other. So I called and said, actually, Mary, I'm not able to come to work today. I'm not well. And I felt such a relief. Like, hey, I don't have to go to work. So I changed, we wore my PJs. Now I've removed the suit, but then I don't wear suits anymore. You'll not catch me in a suit, at least not in the near future, because they're actually a trigger. The suits are a trigger. Laptop is a trigger. Heels are a trigger. Yes, I'm in sandals, yes. I'm in sandals, you know. When I wear them, like, you know, I tried. There were somewhere there I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. Why am I stressing my life, right? And so I went back. But then I couldn't sleep. My mind went to the following day. Like, tomorrow I'll have to do this again. So I spent the day in the house. In the evening, at night, I had a new now rhythm of checking the time. I'll wake up and check. So I had very, what the doctor called it something yesterday, fragmented sleep. But what am I looking for? I'm dreading the morning. Like, this cycle would repeat itself again, you know? But then I woke up and I said, you know what, Eileen, this is nonsense. Hey, girl, get up and go. And I woke up. And this time, I decided I'm not gonna stop in the car, I'm gonna just get going. I got to where our office was, saw the gate, I broke down. It was bad. Like, I can't get here. I drove past that gate. I went back home. On the third day, I said, sasa hii ni shetani. Sasa hii shidwe katika jina la Yesu. I am not, what do you say? This is not my portion. And there was nothing with telling myself that, But there are things that are not for going to disturb God with. If you need to rest, just rest. Rest is biblical. Don't start, stressing people to pray for you, wasting time for the pastors. Take a break. So that day I went and I drove past. Now this time I went in. I was like, I'm not stopping by the gate. I'm going to go in and go to the basement. I used to park at the basement. Guess what? Sitoki. I never left the back. I never left the basement. So later, I won't tell you what happened in the basement because it's a bit serious. So I left and went back. So I called my psychologist and said, hey, this has happened. I don't know what it is. I told him, that sounds like a burnout. I'm like, sounds like a what? A burnout. Okay. So I need to go rest. He said, maybe something bigger than resting. I'm like, oh God. So that's the time I got to know this anxiety, this lack of sleep, the anxiety attacks I'm getting. I'm ready to a place of panic attacks. Okay? Because you are unable to do what you used to do, and your brain is making you feel ashamed. Like, how can we not do that? How can I not sit down and work? How can I not answer an email? How can I not? You know? And he told me, now you need to actually seek help. Do you think I believed them? I said, no. Kwanza that word burnout, hiyo kitu, hiyo si yangu. Anyway, I went to see a doctor because I needed to get some help. And when I got there, I was given a test. I was given a what? There's a test for burnout. I was 98% burnt out. 98% burnt out. And the results came with a warning. Eileen, either you take a break or you are headed down. You are now headed downhill. Because from anxiety, you're going to get into depression and a lot is going to happen. You're going to become a mess. It wasn't easy, but I had to take a back step. Then the next thing was, look, it's not just taking back. You need to actually find a way to create new neural pathways that are not addicted to work. Because you are actually addicted to work. And you've gotten to a place where you cannot do this anymore. That was the first time I actually let go of the business. People who know the history. And somebody got a caretaker CEO to actually hold the forte and continue. I did a lot of interesting things, travel, and different stuff, because I'm also not an idler. I don't watch TV, I don't watch a movie, so I had to find things to fill my time. So that's the time my hobby started now developing. Because what was my hobby, remember? So the journey continued. After a few months, I said, hiya, Eileen, you're losing it, go back to work. And I went back. And now I came back with those ones of, I've lost time. Now I'm gonna catch up with this, and I'm like, I'm back with this new energy. And yes, there was, but it didn't last long. COVID came, and of course it came with its own stress. But all the things I've mentioned, the fatigue, the irritability, having no relationships, the emotional dark clouds hanging over your head, not being fruitful, even in a very social setting. You're just like, it's like you're in your own world, processing something other people will not understand. So my desire as I share myself, that none of you will have to get to that place. Burnout is real. Burnout is? And so since then, I have been looking backwards to try and identify what were actually my causes of the burnout. And there are actually two types of causes. There is external, and I think I had, environment. You talk about Patricia, environment, and there is also your own. The burnout that you actually do bring to your, and some of the things I have discovered is wanting to prove. Wanting to do what? The burden of proof. And it can be two ways. One, it could be there is someone in your life who possibly made you think you can't amount to, or you can't do a certain thing. What are you up to doing? Proving them, like, hey, I'm going to prove this too. So I don't know who, you may be and you're proving someone. Nobody cares about your proving, by the way. Nobody cares. In fact, the ones you're proving, they don't even notice. They don't even notice. I had my own story of, growing up without affirmation. So I was looking for proving that, you know what? I'm good enough. You guys didn't know what you are missing. Goja. Watch that space, watch that. And it served me because then I scaled heights I possibly would not have been able to. But then, at what cost? At what cost? Sometimes you're proving those people who have said you can do it. So don't always look at proving from a point of you can't. They saw proving from a point of you can. I had a mentor who kept on saying, I see greatness. I see more in you. You can do more. And I still have them telling me now, and some of them are very disappointed with me because I stepped back. And what I've done is take a break from the people who want to raise the bar for me, because I think this raising bar is good for me, but it's not good for me. I'm now at a point where I've set my new standards of what performance for me looks like. I've redefined productivity. I've redefined success. Because then if I go by the measure of people who think now Africa is waiting, Eileen, and you need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's okay, yeah? Somehow, I've built a whole pipeline of coaches who can do that. I've been at it for a while. So if I can't do it, then other people can actually have prepared a pipeline for that. And Liz Anduvata is in the room, and in 2022, thank you so much. We had lunch with her and her husband, Bishop Anduvate. And I was just sharing with them, the journey I've been on. And Bishop Anduvate told me, Eileen, even if you didn't coach one more leader, even if you didn't train one more coach, your legacy is established. I don't think I can thank him enough. Please tell him. I don't think I can thank him enough for that statement. It sat so deeply for me that there's no rush. I can take as much break as I can take as much of backseat as I can. And maybe you've noticed now, we have a CEO at CD Africa running the business, he has a team, and they're doing better than me. So by the way, if you thought you're indispensable, please, get over yourself. Now, besides proving those who are naysayers and the ones that are telling you can do more, there is perfection. There is, this I've had quite a bit. I'm a perfectionist. In interview rooms, you hear that a lot, right? Do you know what's part of your weakness? I think I'm a perfectionist. Now, if you ever told me that in an interview, like you are fired, I'm not going to work with you. I don't need your perfection, I need excellence. Okay? So wanting things to be done in a certain way and look a certain way, it's OCD, right? Now, if you are that kind of a person, then you are very prone to burnout, because then nobody can do things like you. Nobody. God created only one Winnie. One. You're not two of you. And I think the exercise we had just before this about the paper, we folded the paper, but you all had different. But all the things that we cut, everything I wanted to be cut. So please don't try to make people or to become the perfectionist in your team or even in your home. That kitungi yangu katakata kidogo, alafu weke kwa hii bakuli, then like just ask for onions and move away. Let the onions be cut, right? Yeah? Oh, emails from CDI Africa must look at a certain way. Oh, that sentence is too long. Oh gosh, it makes me tired reading it. And why don't you make these 2 paragraphs? And I've noticed, hey, perfectionists. What do perfectionists do to other people? They make them draw. They can't make decisions. They can't move forward. There's a lot you hold back, because human beings are like, gosh, a perimenopausal moment right there. What is it, this beautiful bird? Peacocks, yes, thank you. Yeah, they're like peacocks. They have something to show. They have their own beauty to show. But then, if you want them to be penguins, they'll become penguins. So that's what perfectionism does. But in the process, you overload yourself doing things that you're not supposed to be doing. And it becomes very expensive for you and very expensive for the business. All right? The other thing that I've had to think about that people need to let go is what we call my standards. Related to actually the perfectionist, yeah? But I have a certain standard. Who made you the SI unit? SI is standard index. Like you are the standard. So it has to be this way. Now, this one makes you unable to delegate, to empower other people, and you live with a lot of anxiety. So I'll tell you what my friend, the late Michael Oyer, told me one time. He told me, Eileen, get over yourself. And we were discussing about letting go of the business. He told me, Eileen, I've worked with you for some time, and there's one thing that would hold you back. It's just these standards of yours. So letting go does not necessarily mean letting go of the business, could mean letting go of your standards. So girl, get over yourself. Imposter lies. How many in the room have got a full page of qualifications, for example? If I do this, I'll now be good enough. If I get this, I'll now fit in. If I do this other thing, I will. If I join this network, I will. If I go to this, so you're always looking for things to make you complete. You are whole, you are complete. Anything you do is nikupamba tu, keki iko sawa. Ingine ni icing. I'm not saying you should not develop yourself, but ask yourself, how much of what you have you used? Because there'll always be something else. There'll always be something you can learn, but then at what cost? I'm not saying people should not develop themselves, but I'm just saying, when you have an imposter, if you live by imposter lies, you're always looking for something else. So you live in this rush to look for something. Could be a job, could be working in a certain place, could be serving certain boards, but there is something that is actually keeping you on the run. So ask yourself, what are imposter lies that you're possibly living with? Are those fingers for me? Okay, all right. Competition and comparison. This one will kill women. This one will kill all women. So my grandfather told me that every human being is always comparing. Even when you walk in the morning, you check what your neighbors are wearing. When you sit next, you want to see what is her ring looking like. You sit, do your watch? I told my friend Carol she has another watch. How do you know you have another watch? I was just looking, so you keep on comparing and you know what? There's always somebody who is doing better than you and somebody doing worse than. Quit comparisons, then you'll have your joy and you get grounded. And the way you can do that is by defining what does success look like for you. Nobody in the world can define success for you, not even, you can't even do it for your children. So I wonder how many of us have started to ask themselves, what does success in leadership look like for me? What does success in the family setup look like for me? What does success in the serving community look like for me? What does success for this business look like? That's a hard question. Because until you answer that, you'll always be comparing with someone else. Insecurity. That you're working so hard, you're not sleeping because you want to secure your future. Is there anything wrong with that? Until the future does not come, right? You want to know what you can do to build a future that's secure. There is nothing wrong with that. But then if you do so, do that against the backdrop of, this is how success looks like for me. Does that make sense? Don't chase blindly. If you're in this room and you've not started with a financial advisor and start to know how much is you enough and what does success look like for you, please, I urge you, or should I say I plead with you. It's a hard conversation, but it's a very important conversation. Because then you stop becoming this driver who is chasing without knowing where you're going. There has to be a finish line. There has to be. So if you haven't defined that, take time. And I know that we have sponsors in the room who are doing that, but if you want contacts, please talk to me. I'll be happy to help you. I have not arrived, but have come a long way. And when you do the definition of your success, you start realizing there are a lot of frills you don't need. Yeah? A lot of frills you don't need in life. And COVID taught us a bit of that as well, right? You start making the right decisions. You start prioritizing what is important for you, because then you've defined success at very many levels. Chase for more, greed. More. And more wants more. And it could be more of money, more of power, more of whatever more that is for you. That which is keeping you awake. Ask yourself, does it fit within my definition of what success is like for my life? And number 8 is legacy. Somebody's laughing very loudly. Thank you for that. Now, legacy is a good thing to think about. But think about it from the backdrop of, what does that look like for me? And by the way, even if you did nothing, there's legacy, eh? Just by you being a mother, you have legacy. That's one of the biggest jobs you've done. You know, that's how women, we complicate these things. Just giving birth to children and raising, that's a legacy by itself. And in fact, if you ask me what your legacy number 1 should be, is to ensure that your children have character, they are godly, and they have integrity. Hii ingine yote ni bonus. Hii ingine yote ni bonus, because that's our sole responsibility. And I know we talk about 50-50, being on the board and everything else, but women, always remember, when all is said and done, you not be judged against how many boards you chaired and where you sat. Those children, as you do other things that you are doing with Catherine, ensure that side of the legacy is taken care of. Because nobody can do that for you. They can always have another chair, they can have another board director, but your kids cannot have another mother, except yourself. That's your legacy number 1. But getting back to the world of work, that word legacy is also a driver to burnout for a lot of people. And that's why the words I was talking about, your legacy is already established as it is. But how many people in this room today are still pursuing something that they already possibly achieved? But because you need to define what is enough of impact, and how can you think about your impact from a point of it multiplying beyond yourself? Who are you empowering to take your legacy to the next level? How are you allowing other people and growing them? Because if legacy then ends with you, then terrible, right? So today I sit here and say, if I didn't wake up tomorrow, coaching will continue happening, and they'll remember Eileen Laskafo. Yeah, there are many people that we've trained. I don't have to be the one doing it. So as you think about legacy, think about multiplication, think about scaling without you. Because otherwise, it becomes a burden that will get you to a burnout. Saying yes, hey, yes to this, yes to that. Everything we say? Yes. So before you say yes next time, ask yourself, what does it take to deliver that yes I'm about to say? I've had to say no to a lot of speaking engagements. Because I'm like, that yes, it takes me to do X, Y, Z to prepare and go. I don't think this time I want to do that. So start asking yourself, what is important? Again, backdrop of what does success look like for me? Not how people define it for you, but what does it look like for you? So start falling in love with JOMO, joy of missing out sometimes, Because FOMO will kill you. I want to be everywhere, do everything for everyone. Absolutely wrong. Choose carefully your yeses. Control, that's my last point. I know that it's good, we say we need to be in control, but get a good balance between being in control and being a control freak who wants to ensure you control every activity in your life, in your space of work, and you are the ultimate decision maker in everything, that if other people do it back to perfectionist, it will not come out the way I want it. Let go of the control. It gives you freedom. Now, as I talk about these things, some of them I have read, some of them I have experienced myself. And today when I look back to who I was in 2018 and who I am today, they're very different persons. People tell me I look happier, I look younger, and actually, my family says the same. So that very family that you're working supposedly so hard for, maybe what they want is a meal made their mother once in a while. I'm not saying every day you go and cook. Maybe they want to sit with you and talk about their little problems. They're so little for you, but they're very big for them. They're looking for someone to talk to. So I urge you, as you pursue greatness in your career, don't forget about yourself. Always ask yourself, at what cost? One day, very soon, you'll be living the active corporate life. Where will you be? Have you built those relationships that are important, or did you neglect them? And back to my story, whenever I showed up for any event in my family setting, it was a big story. It was a headline. Imagine she came, she's around. Does it sound familiar? Yes. Imagine she came, like, how did I become a VIP in my family? Yes. Like, imagine she came, because I was rare. I was busy, yes. I was an important person, you know? And I use my time, I have no time to remember tunapumzika kwa kaburi. Hey, by the way, please, now I rest. I'm on rest mode, I think, almost 24/7. But I work, I do more rest than I do. I do the work. I thank God for even the privilege for me to be able to do that. I've been on sabbatical since December of 2023. I was supposed to return this January. I'm still on the fence. I said, whatever support you require, I'm available. Shogo, don't go talk about it at the office. Whatever support you need, I'm available. But actually, I'm on 50s, maybe 60-40, because I value my rest. Now, can I tell you something strange? When you allow yourself to suffer, to draw to yourself to a point of burnout, recovery takes as much time as it took for you to be burnt out. So if for 3 years you've been burnt out and you are pushing, it will take you 3 years to do what? So don't allow yourself to get there. So I don't know mine started at what point. So I don't know that I'm recovered or not recovered. But one thing I know is that you open a laptop, first I see darkness. So whenever I have to do something, I have to open the laptop, pray about it, take a walk, come back, do one praise song so that at least it can become a source of joy. And because that is a trigger. But the psychiatrist told me, Eileen, that's how it works out. So the moment you start feeling tired, take a break. Recharge. And by then nothing, if you drop dead at work, they say they'll always get somebody else better than you actually. Yeah? They get two or three, thank you. So honestly, you're not that important, right? Exactly. So this balance I'm talking about, there's a nice quote here that balance is not something you find, it's something you do what? So my call to you today is that you can create that balance for yourself because nobody can do it for you. And find things. I maybe have a few pointers. Who is moving my slides, by the way? I have no idea. Okay. Thank you for raising it. I didn't know that it was Shogo or somewhere, but that's how much I'm not in control. I don't know where the slides are coming from, and I'm very comfortable at the front. I have no clue. Yeah? Wow. Take charge. Know when to lean in and when to do what? Lean out. Oh, I forgot to tell you how many times I used to go see a physiotherapist. The back, the shoulders, somebody here belongs to my tribe, And it was so bad, a massage could not do it. It needed a physiotherapist. I can't tell you how many vouchers I got from people for going to Serenity to get a spa treatment, but I had no time. I was a serious workaholic, I had no time. They expired as I was. It's a 6-month thing. So I look at those and I'm like, guy, what was going on, Who was that, So I've not seen physiotherapists for the last couple of months, which is good news, right? And my body feels great. Vicky, my body feels great. And I found hobbies. I love dancing, I love crocheting, I do knitting, I do baking. I've got so many things I actually was not. And let me tell you, life is good. Those office things, they make us feel like life is all about work. Absolutely not. So know when to, I'm not saying you quit your job. No. I'm saying know when to lean and when to lean out. And all the things I spoke about, you noticed they're in your control, right? So let's not blame the office, blame the boss. You have a part to play. I've seen people working till night because I have to do this, is my standard. And I've been coaching a lot of clients to get out of that rhythm of being a perfectionist, working after hours. And they think it's about, I didn't sleep well last night. I actually left the office at 1 a.m. Then I had a board meeting. So right now, I'm in a space where any leader who is looking for coaching to become highly productive, what do you think I tell them? I'm not a good coach for you. In fact, the last client I had, I told him, why are you doing all these things? What does success look like to you? You seem like you're doing 1,000 things. So tell me more about this. He told me, Eileen, you are slowing me down. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I need to get you a good coach for you. Because in my season right now, I believe in coaching in my season. I'm helping people avoid and recover from and find balance, create a balance for their lives. Number 2, did it for yourselves, please. You are neither invincible or that indispensable. So you're here thinking that nobody, without me, people will be very lost. Uongo. Yeah? Number 3, start thinking about rest as a divine thing to do. Rest is? Divine. Repeat after me, rest is divine. Even God himself rested. As it were, he rested, then he worked. He didn't work and then rest. He rested and then, Because it's during the rest that you also get revelations that are very important for how you're going to move forward. Yeah? In the Old Testament, people didn't observe Sabbath. What was the punishment? Death. Thank you. Now, nobody's going to kill you, but you kill so many things in the process. You kill the dreams of your children. You kill the relationship. You kill your mental health. You kill your marriage. So killing for not resting is still there, but in a different format. So being intentional, find your rest spiritually, because there's a rest that your soul might need, not just the body. Spiritual rest is very important, which is really about you really trusting God, that regardless of, everything else, God got you. All right? Find a place that makes you feel rested. If it's Mombasa, come to Mombasa more oftenly. Umenipeleka mbio, rudisha mahali tulikuwa kwanza kidogo. All right? Find a place. There are places that you go to and you feel like you are grounded. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm talking about? So don't rest in places that are feeling slippery and like you're falling. Find a place that you feel well grounded, that you can rest. If it's not in your home, find where that is and gift yourself a visit to that place once in a while. For me, Coast works. I was telling someone that on day 3 in Coast, I'm useless because my system just shuts. When I'm doing something there, I'm in my, it's called what state? My Zen state. I'm just completely lost in it. Find time, create time for actually being able to rest. Find that activity that actually makes you feel refreshed, and find people. Do you know there are people who carry and rest? The people who carry and rest. Yes, there are people who carry the spirit of unrest. When you go and you are around them, we are always like, tufanya, love tutaenda. I'm like, God, when are they shutting up? I'm so done with doing. So find people who actually can help you rest. Hang out with those people. And kama huna, I'm available for, you know what I mean? I have 2 aunties. One of my aunties is to fanya, to pick it, to wash it, when you're at her place, you have to wake up, shower, after showering, breakfast, and after you make that breakfast, clean the sufuria first because it needs to be clean before you take, when you're around her, there is no. Then I have the other one. Tunavaa dera tunaoga saa 9. We eat what is there. We don't have to wash the dishes. We can wash them later. Someone can come and do them for us. Whom do you think I go to hang out with? I want the auntie that I can hang. We can eat. She carries a spirit of rest. Let them. She lets me be. Okay? I would have said something, but men are in the room, so I'm going to spare myself. So as I move forward, thank you so much for slowing down for me. So this is my call to action to all of us, ladies, that as a good painter does. Have you somebody doing painting work? They paint, then they come back and look at what is emerging. Yeah? Occasionally lean out and look at your life, your leadership, and gaze reflectively on what is emerging alongside the season of your life. Because different seasons of your life require different kind of rest. Okay? Only then can you change your paint, your brushes, and even your strokes to create a sustainable leadership legacy. And I say leadership is not just about work, it's beyond work, at family level, at community level, and also leading yourself. So all those four areas, they require special attention of leaning out once in a while. The term lean out, I was asked by someone as I was speaking somewhere about, I've been talking about this now, which is very different from what I've been talking about all my life. And they asked me, if you had to give your season a name, what would you call it? I said, lean out. And so that has become the new thing I'm talking about. So if you want me to come and talk to your leaders about leaning out, please, I'm available for hire. You can call me. Come and talk about leaning out. And if you'd want to be part of this network that's helping people, and especially women, to start to lean out, please take that number. Just text me your name and I'll add you to that network, because it's an important conversation of going through those 10 things I mentioned and see at a personal level, how can you start creating a balance? I'm not saying we quit our jobs, no. Start creating an intentional balance where you can lean in and lean out without feeling like you're losing anything. It's my desire that all of us in this room and beyond this room, we start saying yes, lean in, but occasionally do what? Lean out. Thank you so much, and I pause for any questions.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. I can see a couple of hands going up there.
One slide back for the number.
One slide back. Okay.
Thank you, Eileen. My name is Waidera Kabiru. I'm also an executive coach. I'd just like to understand, what do men do differently? Because it sounds like women get burnt out more. I don't know if that's true. Because we're doing so much at home, then in the workplace, and then you have to, like you said, you have to prove yourself and all that. Then you have your parents. A lot of us here now are even taking care of parents. But the men in our lives seem to just be okay. What are they doing differently?
You just said it. You answered yourself, actually, Waidera. Because you get home, yeah? I don't know, like, I am married. You get home, and when somebody is reclining, where are you? You are in the kitchen, you know? You're the one catching up with the kids.
But Eileen, let me challenge you
Yeah.
from a cultural perspective also.
Yeah.
Okay? So we've been taught that, even them, they've been taught, chill, don't go to the kitchen. I know we have, maybe some of us have partners who are more willing, maybe they want to cook, but it's a hobby.
Yeah.
I'll cook for
Not
you guys
every day.
today, and then they'll make a mess because
Yeah.
the maid isn't there, then it's you to clean up. So culturally, you know, we've already been given our roles.
So the thing is, it will take a while. I don't know, some men are changing. I've seen a couple of my friends' husbands who even clear the table after eating. I've been trying to send my husband for attachment, and he said he's not boarding, you know, and he'll even go and tell guys, oh, you come to my place on this day. Then I'm telling you, you're hosting. And I'm like, did you just tell me I'm hosting? Like, what? I'm hosting. Who said? No, I told them to come, so you're hosting. So there's no permission. So women, we tend to carry a lot of responsibility. That's why I said it starts at home, you know? We have so much. And now at work, a lot is also expected. So it's a personal decision to see, how do I balance these two? And there has to be a sacrifice somewhere. Something will give way. You can have it all, but not at the same time. So I tell women, look at your season. If you are, for example, raising young kids, it is so important that you are there. So you might want to think about your career growth versus these children and decide, where do you want to have your legacy more established and more powerfully rooted? Okay? And that's why I said, even if you do nothing else in this world, if you have kids you've raised and they have character, integrity, yeah, and they're honest kids, and you've done your work. So let's also start giving credit to the work that nobody actually recognizes. Okay? Men also are here, they have a nothing box. They have boxes. This is work, I close that box. This is marriage, it's in that box. Children are in, so they can decide all the boxes close. And now I see that a lot with my male people in my family. It's like they're not like flustered like us. They're very chilled out. Things will be fine. And it's actually part of it we've taught them, because we're always taking control. So I think it's also time we start also giving them some bit of responsibility. Yeah? Give them a bit of responsibility, yeah? I have a friend of mine who, let me give a short story, not a friend actually, a sister to my friend. So she was the Mrs. Do It All, eh? School fees is paid, power is paid, paid. One time she said, you know what, I would like to see what would happen if I stepped back. So she says she stepped back. So this guy comes and finds darkness na misuma. Then asks, hey, hakuna stima? It's like, I think you must have forgotten to pay. I'm already on our upgrade in account yetu. So I think we'll just use this and tomorrow you can go sort it out. Shortly the kid is back from school, says, why you are from home? Hiya, ulipa fees. Did you pay? Because maybe they didn't update your record. So before 3-4 things happened, the guy actually got the lesson. Like, hey, I've been doing all this. So it's still some of those you can have conversations. If they cannot get conversations, you need to do it by action, maybe. In fact, there's something I need to do when I go back home. Yes, Vicky. Vicky knew me in my running days. Let me hear what she's about to ask. The mic does not work? Okay. Yes.
It's here.
What I may sit.
I was going to comment about the control thing that you talked about, and I think that's where a lot of it comes from. We have this narrative of women that we also want to control. We want to be the kitchen is smart. We host the best hosts, and that's why we are struggling to keep up with these norms. But I've had also some older aunties, and that's the same advice they gave me. Just drop things, just burn the food. Drop everything here. Forget to pick the kids. Yeah. Oh, she knows one of them. It's called Auntie Kathy. She just told us, you play dumb. You become totally dumb. Because you will burn out so badly. So just be dumb. And there's a book called The Subtle Art of...
Okay, there's a title there you need to buy. All right, any other question before I give away the mic right there? It's either I was very clear or I'm told you either as clear as water or as clear as mud. Which one was it? As water, all right. Let me hear the question.
Thank you very much for the insights, Eileen. And maybe first I'll just share a story and then just a little one. I always say unto women that we are in a space where sometimes we say, what about men? But a woman is a woman, a man is a man. In very many, I'm a scientist, so I know biology, a bit of it. And personally, I remember one time, I got a very big job, and the kids were at a point I couldn't, you can see it's not going to work. But there's this husband who's gotten a job out of the country. Oh, by the way, I'm going next week. And the men have time, So at the point where, what do you choose on legacy? I like when you say, you've got to choose maybe you. And there's something I always remember that Patricia once told us. Patricia, she said, this thing of saying you can have it all and work-life balance, it's a fallacy. I always remember that talk. You cannot, even your own house, you cannot be in the kitchen, you're in the bedroom, you're everywhere at the same time. Sometimes this ball will drop, this will be there, this one will drop, the other one. But at this point, when you prioritize what is important at that point, I always remember that. So to that point, maybe to you, what would the girls who are coming up, because maybe most of us have figured it out. So they're kids who are in their 20s, they're starting their careers, and they're admiring, they're thinking, oh God, I want to be that person. And they're going, they're girls, they're going. But you want to tell them, chill. I don't know how you're going to get to that space of getting the young girls to know that you can take this path and still win, but you don't have to run in a certain way, because as maybe experience has taught us. Now, speak to a 20-year-old or 25-year-old.
Luckily, I have them in my house. So it's not a far-fetched question for me. So one of my sons is very driven, very extreme. Caro knows him, very driven and very sharp. And we've been having conversations about to what end. And he's told me different things, including, I want to retire at 35. and I want to marry at 32. You know, he has all these things. And so the conversation with him has been, why is that important? And I've seen him starting to step back and ask himself, why is that actually important? You know, what if God has a different plan for you? This is a plan you have. Have you actually presented that plan to God? Has he approved it? You know, again, that's a spiritual anchor that I want to bring in his life. But I think as parents, we do have the responsibility of actually speaking to these children over and over again, both boys and girls, just to let them know the fact that they saw you running. Because for me, like my son tells me, you don't have moral authority, mom. I'm like, yeah, I knew no better. Do you realize what kind of a life I had? And he likes the new mom, not the old mom. And because of that, he's able to sit back and say, okay, so I can still achieve things, but it doesn't have to be at 35. I'm like, yes, just you've just started actually. You have the whole runway for you. Yeah? And what does it gain? What do you gain by achieving all this? And then no family, no connections. Then the next thing you hear, somebody threw themselves from a certain high 25th floor. Because it's not money I have, career, but it's empty. So to your answer, anchor them spiritually and don't tire away from teaching them the fact that it's not a race we are on. Yeah? I think some of us have done life like we are on a race. We're not on a race. Imagine tomorrow the sun will still rise and set, whether you have that job or not. Whether you are there or not, thank you. So let's keep talking to them, because we can change that narrative. If all of us took chance to sit with our kids and talk about these things, they'll start making sense. And we are raising a generation that's becoming more like, why am I doing what I'm doing? So they understand that narrative of purpose, meaning. So it's not difficult to talk to them if you create time. Because again, if you're too busy, there'll be no time to even notice anything changing with your children. I used to go for open days. Now carry my laptop so that there's no time to waste. Actually, leo nimewambia mambo mingi yaki. I think I'll have vulnerability hangover after this. You know, like, I told these guys a lot of stuff. So I'd go and sit, I'm like, so how many teachers have we seen today? Because of course you know how those things are done. You only see the teachers where the kid is not doing. Yeah. So one time, my son were to see a CRE teacher. I told him, hey, my son, at a CRE. They normally take you to church all the time. What a CRE? But the truth is, we never had that kind of conversation. But he said, the day that changed his perspective about it is the day I went and I didn't have a laptop, I didn't have my phone, and actually spent time with him and asked him, told him, as long as you're doing your best, that's all that counts. It doesn't matter whether you are the last or the first, as long as you're doing your, because there's no one else you can be like. You can only be yourself. So if one day you'll walk out of that school gate and you'll not regret having not worked hard, then that's okay. But if you actually think you have a gap that you can still fill, please go ahead. Guess what? His grades changed. I'm moving from a race to it's my journey. And he remembers that day to date, including what I wore and where we sat. So again, he says the first time he knew, I saw him, I heard him. So as we're getting busy, let's find time to establish our family legacy. Family what? Legacy. Not just the legacy at your place of work or the community that you serve. Family comes first. All right, I think I'm done. I hope I've done justice to busting burnouts.
I've just got to make, sorry. I honestly and truly just have to make one contribution to this. When I saw the topic of this afternoon, I was like, whatever happens, I'm not missing this. And I think, Eileen, you've made some very, very pertinent points. Everything you've said, by the way, I've been through at some point and gone through that. But the one thing that kept going through my mind is a thing that occurred to me always was, in life, how do I define myself as who I am versus what I do? And so I even started changing my resumes and everything sometimes to reflect. This is the one about who I am. If you want to hear about what I do, go to LinkedIn, go to whatever, and you can read those details. I think that was the first thing that I internalized, and I said, you know, the minute you can accept that you can walk into a room and not having to say, I'm Patricia who is this, does this, I run, then that's the most powerful thing. Then the second thing is that a lot of people never ever tell you about the way society, you've talked about putting your ceiling and what you have to do. So what people never talk about is when people judging you as having failed, how do you deal with that? So the thing that pushes you and keeps pushing you sometimes is because you don't want to be called the failure. We're women, right? You've been put up there. So how does it look if you failed? And remember, society is going to judge you harsher than they'll judge a man if something is not successful. So the point you've made today around setting what is your standard, what is your success, and being bold enough to call it out should start to be enough, so that you stop allowing yourself to be judged and measured by other people's standards. And those are the things that get you to the point that you are at. And then the third point, which I really love, and I tell you I've really enjoyed this session this afternoon, is really about this conversation about, you said you've got one driven child and one who's not and everything else. Since you're in the spirit of being vulnerable, I also, when I was working, because I was the same, younger, always work meetings from 7, Catherine started today, everybody knows I'm not a morning person. By the way, fact, I am not a morning person, but I was always a morning person, meeting 7 and everything else, and would go on holiday, come a place like this. My children would have to keep my phone in the safe in their room. And I'd sit down and I'd say, but look at your father, he's there, the whole time on his phone. I said, but why aren't you taking Pa's phone? And they say, but you're a mom. And then my response would be, but hold on, you're girls, right? Who do you want to be? Aren't I the example, the role model that you can drive? What's the point of all these things you're doing if you're not going to work, you know? And you know, the oddest thing, life has a way of showing you the example you set. I now have one daughter who's exactly me, and I'm trying to slow her down and tell her exactly what she wants to tell me. I have the other one who's the exact opposite, will do nothing, okay, and prefers to actually be chill and be the millennial. And so the question, not me, she's a Gen Z, by the way. And so for me, the lesson I've learned from that is, how do I find, when you use that expression, that balance is not something you find, something you create. It's one of the most powerful things. So I just felt I had to share that, because honestly, this has been an incredible session. Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you so much. Now, a time has come for me to leave the stage. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Awesome.
And when you see me, remember we are doing both leaning in and leaning out. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you, WOBN, for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Eileen. What a powerful presentation there. So what does success, another round of applause, please. What does success look like for you? And that's a question I always ask my guests on She Means Business. Patricia has been on it, FCS Catherine, Julia, and so many other people. You really need to ask yourself, what does success look like for you? Now, we are going to another session, but I'd like to give a few minutes to Rose Maruti, who has been through the program, CDI program by Eileen, to just tell us what her experience has been like and what you can expect if you sign up for that CDI program. And the Women on Boards Network has a partnership with them. So please listen in as we lean in this time. Huh?
Okay, thank you very much. You know, even before I speak about that, I'm feeling like we've not given Eileen good flowers. All right, now let's stand up. Someone is saying factorial, someone is saying flowers. Let's do a combination. Isn't it? We are picking flowers We are giving her in a factorial way. So we'll do flowers 1, flowers 2, flowers 3, flowers 4, and flowers 5. Si tulifanya jana? I've just increased the number. Okay, flowers. Flowers. First flowers, go. Flowers, flowers, go. 2, flowers, flowers, bigger bouquet. 3. Flowers, flowers. Is your bouquet growing? I'm not seeing it. Okay, the biggest bouquet for Hayley. Let's go 5. Thank you. Okay, so CDI, I know she hasn't spoken about the diploma program. Women on Boards, we're in partnership with CDI Africa for the Global Diploma Executive. In executive coaching, we have done 2 cohorts successfully. We are now enrolling cohort 3, which is kicking off on Tuesday next week. So really, it's a program that equips us with coaching skills. You're certified, you become a certified executive coach. And from the Women on Boards Network, what we are thinking about is actually to harness this into a program where our certified coaches then can offer coaching to our members and also pitch it as a service offered to organizations through the Women on Boards. So there are vouchers on your tables. Please have a look. And if you're interested in the program, we have one Jogu in the room. There is from CDI. Please reach out to her and she can give you some more details on the program. So it's at a subsidized rate if you are a member of Women on Boards Network. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Rose. So we are coming to the end of the session. Has this been an impactful session for you? Yeah? We're beating burnout. We're ensuring that we take a slice of vitamin N. The way Eliud said, you know vitamin N, right? Vitamin no. So say no and say the right yeses. Vitamin no. You don't want to do it? Vitamin N. No. Yes. So we started off well from digital transformation to artificial intelligence and those questions on ethics, to burnout, to sustainability. And it has been a very impactful session. And as I told you, after this, we're going to have some Zumba. So make sure you go. We will be told where exactly we're going. It's outside. We'll get directions on that. And then we will convene here tomorrow again. And tomorrow, as we wrap up this conference, you can expect a lot of conversations on DEI. We'll still be talking about governance and a whole lot more. So to close this session, I would like to invite Eunice, come and close the session for us. And the gifts, yes, our gifts. I want to invite somebody to give our gift. Sorry about that. Rosemary Wanaswa, thank you so much, please. Eileen, please come forward. We'd like to gift you. Thank you so much for teaching us. Where is Eileen? Oh, she's walked out. Okay, we'll wait for that. As we wait for Eileen to come back, Eunice, I want you to give us some closing remarks and what we can expect tomorrow as we get ready for our Zumba. And don't worry if you don't have your Zumba outfits, just as you are, come as you are. We'll be able to dance and have a good time. So Eunice, give us some closing remarks as we wait for, there she is? Okay. Eileen? Please come forward. We want to give you a little token of appreciation for being so vulnerable and sharing with us your journey to where you are today. Thank you so much. Where is my camera person? Oh, okay. Eileen, thank you so much for all you're doing. We appreciate you. We appreciate the partnership. Look at the camera, please. Thank you. A round of applause. Thank you so much, Eileen. So there is tea and snacks, so please do feel free to go back where we had them at around 11 a.m. and then we'll go for Zumba and have a good time. And I'll let, it's supposed to start, it was supposed to be at 4, so 4:30 to about 5:30. This side now, the open grass area. Okay, yes. So once you take your tea at the open area, let's meet there. Just come as you are. You can change. You can change.